The sky changed color 5 years before the end of the world. At first, scientists believed a massive comet was heading toward Earth, but nobody understood what it truly was. Every day, the strange red object grew larger in the sky, and fear spread across every country. Governments tried to calm people down while scientists argued about gravity impact and survival chances, but no one had real answers. After years of panic, humanity slowly accepted the terrifying object above them, and life almost felt normal again until the day everything changed forever. Without warning, the object crashed into Earth and the sky split open like glass. Giant portals appeared across the planet and enormous creatures started pouring out of them. The monsters destroyed cities within minutes, and millions of people died from fear, chaos, and destruction. Armies from every nation attacked the creatures using tanks, missiles, and every weapon possible. But nothing worked. Humanity even launched nuclear bombs, hoping to stop the invasion, but the explosions only destroyed human civilization while the monsters remained untouched. Entire countries disappeared, and the survivors were forced to hide while the creatures ruled the ruined world for more than 50 years. The remaining humans escaped into distant mountains where the monsters could barely climb. Civilization vanished completely, and people returned to a primitive life using wood, stone, and fire just to survive. A small group of 32 survivors built a hidden village on top of a tall mountain and called it Silent Village. They believed the height would protect them because the creatures hated climbing and moved slowly on a steep land. For years, the village remained peaceful, and the survivors slowly rebuilt their lives far away from the horrors below. One night, everything went wrong. A man named Kyle woke up after feeling the ground shake violently. When he climbed the watchtower, he saw something impossible. One of the giants had climbed the mountain and was running toward the village faster than any creature they had ever seen before. Panic spread instantly through the village as parents grabbed their children and the men prepared weapons that barely worked. Kyle warned everyone that they had no chance of defending the village and revealed a dangerous escape path near the side of the mountain. Moments later, the monster arrived and destroyed everything in its path. Houses collapsed and people screamed while trying to escape through the narrow mountain route. Several villagers were killed during the attack, and parts of the mountain itself collapsed under the giant's weight. A woman named Sarah helped lead survivors down the mountain while Kyle stayed behind, trying to protect the others. By the time the survivors escaped, the village had become ruins, and Kyle was found dead beneath the destruction. The survivors spent the night mourning the people they lost while staring at the remains of the only safe home they had ever known. The next morning, Sarah revealed that Kyle once told her about a hidden safe place called the Northern Walls. According to him, it could protect humans from the monsters forever. The journey would take at least 10 days through deadly forests and ruined lands, but the survivors had no other choice. Sarah, along with 3 others, began the dangerous journey, while the remaining villagers stayed behind, hoping they would return one day with good news. As they traveled through the wasteland, they saw dead forests, gray skies, abandoned cities, and endless destruction. The red glow from the strange object in the sky still covered the world, and silence filled every ruined landscape. Sarah kept encouraging the group even as they moved closer to dangerous territory. Eventually, they began hearing thunder, like sounds growing louder every second. Suddenly, dozens of giants appeared, chasing directly toward them. The group ran through collapsing streets until they found an abandoned building where they barely escaped to the rooftop, while the creatures destroyed everything below them. Later that night, while hiding inside the building, the old narrator reflected on his painful life. He realized he had survived for 50 years without purpose, until he met these young survivors. For the first time in decades, he felt responsible for protecting someone again. The next morning, the monsters disappeared, and the group searched desperately for food. After hours of searching, they managed to catch a huge fish and cooked it over a fire inside the ruined building. It was the first peaceful moment they had experienced in a long time. The journey continued through abandoned military camps where they collected weapon supplies and water. Along the road, they discussed their dreams about building a new future somewhere safe. However, danger followed them everywhere. At one point, they hid between rocks while a giant creature hunted another animal nearby. The survivors remained silent, knowing that even the smallest mistake would get them killed instantly. Days later, they discovered an old railway tunnel and used it as shelter for the night. While resting, the younger survivors asked the old man if humanity ever had a real chance to defeat the giants. He explained that every weapon had failed, including nuclear bombs, and that the war only made the portals in the sky open wider. According to him, humanity could never win through force, and survival was the only remaining hope. Soon after leaving the tunnel, they reached a destroyed village where they discovered something strange. One giant was sitting completely motionless like a statue. Sarah carefully approached it and realized the creature could neither move nor sense them. Nobody understood what had happened. While discussing the mystery, another giant suddenly tracked them by smell and began hunting them through the buildings. As the creature searched wildly, it accidentally looked into a broken mirror. The moment it saw its own reflection, it screamed in pain, and its body slowly turned into stone, just like the frozen creature outside. For the first time in 50 years, the survivors finally discovered a weakness. Mirrors could defeat the monsters. Hope returned instantly, and Sarah collected every mirror she could find, believing they were now humanity's only real weapon. Hours later, another giant attacked them violently inside a ruined building. Although terrified, Sarah finally used a mirror against the creature. The giant screamed in agony, collapsed onto the ground, and transformed into stone. As the survivors stared at the frozen monster, they realized humanity might still have a future after all, and for the first time since the world ended, they finally believed the nightmare could one day come to an end.